Hey guys, welcome in. So today we're diving into Volume 2 of the Spring Roundup series. We're getting some really early looks at who's playing where, as well as the first big media day that took place yesterday, so we've got a bunch of good clips from that to show you today as well. And there are just so many clips and videos out there from practice, so the goal here today is to compile all the best stuff so you guys can see it all in one place, instead of having to watch dozens and dozens of videos. But before we get into it, if you guys are enjoying the videos, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Your guys' support means the world. Thanks so much for tuning in, and let's get into it. So today we start with the head coach, Lincoln Riley, as he was asked about the differences between his first spring camp at USC and this year's camp.
Everything, everything. Yeah, I mean, you look back at what you were doing a year ago at this time, and it's much different. You know, everything certainly is not so new. You know, there's certainly been a focus on the new guys that have come in, whereas I think in a sense maybe everybody felt like a new guy last year. You know, both staff and players. We've had obviously very little staff turnover, which has been a great thing, a real positive, because we've had I've got quite a few calls about our staff, which is to be expected with the quality of people that we have here, and for our guys to want to stay here, and that they realize what's coming here, and that's exciting. Yeah, and I think you have a sense that we're building upon something now, as opposed to just starting something, that there's a framework, right, a foundation in place, and now it's time to really build, and I think our guys sense that. So yeah, I mean, I think certainly a lot less new, but at the same time, you know, we've pushed the guys to understand that, you know, what was acceptable 12 months ago is not necessarily acceptable now. If we're going to raise the standard of this program, it's got to happen in everything that we do. So we're way more advanced, certainly in every sense of the word, than we were at this time last year, but the standards are also higher too. And so we'll continue to push them, and I've been proud of the way they've responded up to this point.
He was then asked about his philosophy regarding cross-training players between different positions.
We'll continue to cross-train. There's some guys we can do it with, like last spring, and then some guys we can't. Probably more guys this year that we can do it with, just because you've got a lot of people returning that have obviously a sense of what we're doing, and it's good to challenge them, to move them out of their comfort zones. You know, you've had some prep for all the what ifs that are going to happen in the season, when unexpectedly you lose 2 or 3 guys at this position, and this guy's got to move and that guy's got to move. So that's been good, and it allows us to continue to take a look at them at different spots, and then obviously some of the new guys at different spots as well. So we're going to try not to cross-train too many of the new guys, especially the new freshmen, early. That's the group that we try to protect, give them a chance to get settled in at a position so that we can really see what they can do, and then take it from there. But yeah, and then some of it certainly is dictated by numbers.
So I totally agree with that line of thinking. Injuries are going to happen. Having players being able to step up at multiple spots and be productive is key to having a deep team. All right, next up we have USC offensive line coach Josh Henson, as he was asked where some of the new transfers fit in on the Trojan offensive line.
Well, really, Tarquin is probably tackle. Kingston has played tackle and guard during his time. I think at the next level, he's an inside player, and so that's probably what we'll focus him on. But if he needs to be outside, you know, we're still working. It's day 3. We're still trying to figure out the best combination of who and what those guys actually are, and what their best skill set is. You know, so it's still really early.
Yeah, so very interesting that Kingston is going to be a guard. Having said that, when you see the clip of him walking out, he does not look even close to the height and weight he's listed at. So a Tarquin Kingston left side seems to be what it's going to be. Coach Henson was also asked about what is, in my opinion, the most underrated player in the 2023 class, an offensive tackle, Elijah Page. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, very talented. Great kid. Works extremely hard, asks great questions, loves to play the game. Great work ethic, intelligent. It's important to him because of all those things. He'll eventually work his way and be a player. He got a long ways to go, but certainly not a potential.
Big praise there from Coach Henson. Elijah's going to be an absolute stud. And earlier, was speaking of Michael Tarquin, he met with the media for the first time and was asked why he chose USC. Here's what he had to say.
You know, I think the USC, just say the name, it speaks for itself. You know, very historic program, a lot of great teams, national championships, and Lincoln Riley just now getting here, great coaching staff. They're trending upward. There's a lot of great things happening. Chance to win a national championship, and really wanted to be a part of it.
Michael goes on to explain his recruitment process and why coming to USC was an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah, so when I decided to get in the portal, I kind of knew that I didn't want to have a long drawn-out process. I didn't really want to do too much recruiting again like in high school. So I kind of narrowed things down pretty quick, and I got a call from SC, all the coaches here, and after talking to them a few times with a couple other schools, it's pretty much a no-brainer for me to make the decision to come to SC.
Next up, we heard from starting quarterback Caleb Williams as he talked about his relationship with true freshman quarterback Malachi Nelson, as well as his new role being a mentor and coach on the field to help Nelson learn the offense.
Yeah, and then also got a young quarterback in the room that is actually a new role for me. I actually said it today in practice, because in practice I can come to the sideline, I can talk to the wide receivers, DB, or wide receivers, tight ends, things like that. Maybe talk a little trash to the other side, but this year so far it's been a little different with trying to help the young guy out, Malachi, and being right behind him. And today I normally stand right behind him just in case, just to make sure. He's done a good job so far of getting everything down, but just in case he needs some help or anything like that. It also helps me. What I've been trying to reach is kind of be the coach on the field, and so I'm able to be out there, and Coach Riley's on the sideline and help him. And today, Coach Riley, I was on the sideline, and Malachi went out there, and he was like, "You want to go help him?" And I just kind of forgot. And last year, in the past couple of years, I haven't had to do that. So it's a new role for me, which is awesome, and something that I'm taking on full steam.
Well, how much of a relationship did you guys have before you guys got started out here?
Yeah, I've known Malachi for years, through QB camps, and he's been a grade behind me or so, 2 grades, and he's been a guy that's kind of just sat back and watched, and when he's had his times, he's shined and performed at either his camps or anything like that. And I've always helped, and we've always talked ball whenever time we had.
I've said it on this channel before, but Malachi being able to sit and learn from both Caleb and Lincoln Riley is going to be more impactful than words can describe. I mean, I immediately think of Patrick Mahomes sitting his first year in Kansas City, learning from Andy Reid and Alex Smith, just a year-long front row seat to a quarterback masterclass. There's absolutely no better spot for a young quarterback to be than in that USC quarterback room. Okay, so next up we have transfer linebacker Mason Cobb discussing USC's defensive downfalls last season from an outside point of view, as well as his thoughts on how the coaching staff are going about their approach to the defensive side of the ball.
I watched, being from Utah, I watched both the games, and I could just tell, man, there was not, a mentality of just domination. And the second Utah game, you could tell the tight ends were breaking tackles, and it just looked like they were physically outworking USC. So, I could definitely tell there was a hole.
Do you feel like there's an added importance building that? Do you feel that from the coaching staff?
Oh yeah, big time. We talk about the new thing we call finish +2. The whole winter workout we're running, they make a line, a cone, and we got to finish +2. So even on the field, everyone's flying to the ball, punching at the ball, just being physical. So yeah, violent finish is what they've been harping on.
All right, so some good stuff there from Mason. Now next, I want to talk about the player walkout video. A few things really stood out to me. First off, Purdue transfer Jack Sullivan. I mean, my goodness, that mustache is very intimidating. He just looks very large as well. Great size on that guy. Keon Barrs, the defensive tackle from Arizona, by way of the best city on earth, Marietta, California, has very good size. He does look a shade under 300 pounds, but still good size nonetheless. Kalen Bullock looks noticeably bigger, specifically his upper body. Jacoby Covington looks absolutely massive. I mean, he's put on some serious weight. And Jamil Muhammad just looks like an absolute athlete. I mean, I can't wait to see that guy in the field. I really think he's going to be a special player. Dennis Lynch looks intimidating as ever, but it was great to see a lot of the new players. And if you guys want to see the full video and check it out for yourselves, I will have it linked down in the description. Alright guys, that will do it for me today. If you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to help support the channel in an even bigger way, you can do so over at my Patreon for only $1 a month. Thank you all so much for your support. You guys are awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.